Hi students, welcome back again in our C++ tutorial, and let's move towards a new topic, which is function returning objects. Okay, so we know that we can have a function which returns some value. Okay, so for that we need to give them return type. Okay, so if your function is not returning any value, the return type is void. If your function is returning integer value, return type is integer. If your function is returning a character, return type is char. Correct. So in the same way, if your function is returning object, okay, and object is of which type? It is of your class type. Correct. So if your function is returning object, then the return type will be the class name. Understood? Okay, so here we will write one program in which we create one function which will return object. Okay, so in function returning object, the return type of that function will be the class name. Okay, and as the function is returning object, so to hold that return value, again we require one object. Correct. So two things you need to remember. One is to create a function with return type class name, and the second one is when you call the function you need to use the object, because your function is returning object. To hold that object you require what? Object. Clear? Okay, so let's begin with the program. Okay, so starting with hash include, yes, iostream. Okay, next is using namespace std. Clear? Now let me create, let's say, one class which is student. Okay, in this class I will take 2 marks. uh, let's say int m1 comma m2. So I have declare two variables for marks m1 and m2, and let me create one function which will return object. Okay, so return object means we have to take the return type as class name, so I'm writing here stud, and my function name is, let's say, display. Okay, as my function is returning object, I need to create object here. Correct. So I'm creating object of my class student s. Okay, now I am initializing some value, let's say s dot m1 is equal to some 80, and s dot m2 is equal to, let's say, 78. Okay, so I have initialized the marks. Now my function is returning object, so I am returning s from here. S is my object. Okay, that's it. Okay, now we'll move towards the main function. So int main. Again, in main function, first we create as object. So here also I am creating one object student, let's say s1. Okay, now to call the function display, which returns the object. Correct. Which returns the object, so we require what? To hold this return value we require one more object here. So this is my that another object. Okay, which will hold the value returned by the function. Clear? So I will call s1 is equal to s1 dot this function I will call. Correct. And after that I need to display the value which is returned by the function. So I am writing cout, and my s1 dot m1, and let me put endl here, and s1 dot I am displaying the marks m2. There, that's it. Okay, I hope you understood this. What we have created? We have created the function. Okay, this function is returning object. As this function is returning object, we have to take the return type as class name. Correct. When your function is returning object, that means it is returning some value to the call function call. Okay, so at the time of function call you need to hold this return value, so it is object, so we require object. Correct. So here we have also created one object, and in this object we are holding the value which is returned by this display function. Okay, and after that we are just displaying the values. Clear? Okay, now let's save this and execute this. Okay, so we have displayed the marks 80 and 78. That's it. Okay, so I hope you understood this. If you have any doubt, any query, okay, so you can write in the comment box, and you can meet me in the department also. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button.